Welcome back to the Closet Studio. This is episode 11, and there's a ton I want to tell you. I'm not sure what's going to end up coming out, so I'll just go for it. I feel like this could be a long one, but we'll see how it goes. Basically, following up on the last one, I said I wanted to get Peace and Love Volume 2 out, and I did. I got it uploaded on Saturday night. It's Wednesday right now, so pretty stoked about that. I'm super stoked about it, actually. Think it sounds really good. Now the next step is getting people to actually listen to it. There's not a lot of people have listened to it, and of course the curve is starting to dive down, and I'm still looking for places to put it out there. I just started a Reverb Nation page. I'm not a big fan of Reverb Nation, but I'm just another outlet for music. Hopefully I'm trying to make it so people will then, if they stumble across our Reverb Nation page, they'll then go to our Facebook page or our website. But basically, I'm just threw it up there. I'm gonna put up the songs eventually on, probably tonight is one of the things I'm gonna work on tonight. Tonight I'm just gonna be working on like kind of paperwork, essentially, kind of stuff for the band. I just got home. It's pretty late, so I can't really practice. I'm in an apartment, so I can't practice any music, so I'm just going to do other peripheral type stuff. And one of those things I'm going to look into is getting the songs up on CD Baby, because they do digital distribution. They'll push it out to like iTunes and Spotify and any other digital realm like that, so hopefully it'll get some interest through there. I didn't put up Peace and Love Volume 1 on CD Baby right away because I was waiting for Peace and Love Volume 2 to come out so that I could bundle them. So when it pushes it up to whatever it's pushing it to, it'll be Peace and Love Volume 1 and 2 as a compilation, kind of as one record or one thing, because it's just more cost effective to do 4 songs instead of 2 separate sets of 2 songs. So I'm just doing that, and I'm gonna look into that. I mean, it'll happen, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to upload it tonight, but I'll be looking into it. But like I said, I've been waiting to talk about the Peace and Love Volume 2 because of 2 songs are on it. It's Playing My Guitar, and it's the ZIM A-Rock Rocks. Playing My Guitar, so there's a long history with Playing My Guitar. I wrote Playing My Guitar in winter of 1999, and I remember that because I wrote it in Rome, Italy. I was fortunate enough during when I was in college, I went to a trip to Italy, and that's a whole other story I won't get involved with. But I was there for 3 months. I bought a guitar while I was there, just a Yamaha acoustic guitar, and I wrote the song while I was just alone in my apartment in Italy, and it's been sticking with me ever since, and it's been played. It's like I relate that song like Stevie Nicks' Landslide is to Stevie Nicks, and like, what is it, While My Guitar Gently Weeps is to George Harrison. Like, there's those iconic songs that that artists, they just go together. And that's Playing My Guitar is like my song like that, at least at this point. It's been following me. I've played it in pretty much every band that I've been in. There's been numerous recorded versions. This one, I feel, is the best recorded version. I think there may be another recorded version, but on this one, it turned out really good. I'm really proud of how it turned out. I'm really excited. Like, seen before, we had Annie Ontzer over here, and she recorded some vocals on it. She's a stellar musician, singer, so it's really great to have some of that action going on, and I'm really hoping you'll check it out. But it's a really great song, and I can't really talk about Playing My Guitar without talking about the band 94th Street. And 94th Street was the first band that played Playing My Guitar, and it kind of set the tone for what I wanted to do musically for the rest of my life, essentially. But 94th Street was just an amazing band. So like, when I first started playing clubs, that kind of club rock music kind of scene was with the band 94th Street, and it was like I met up with 2 of the most amazing musicians I've ever known and played with. One, TJ Berry, and the other, Kevin Sawka, also known as KJ Sawka. and I was in 94th Street. And then there was a fourth member that kind of was in and out, but it was part of the band in ways. Is a very influential person, which was Jeremy Lightfoot. All three of those are just stellar musicians and really prominent in the local music scene. If you know anything about the Seattle music scene, you at least know one of those players, if not all three. And they were amazing. And that band, being in that band was where I learned so much being in that band. Not only by playing with such amazing musicians, but just how I grew a lot. There was moments like one, I learned how to let music just happen and try to let go of, and I learned I could just go on and on. I can't put together how much that band meant to me. But the bottom line really is I've been striving to reach a musical place that I was at with 94th Street again, and thankfully theZim and A-Rock is finally achieving that. Not so much yet in the audience way. 94th Street never got super huge, but it got big enough that we had some sold out shows, and it was packed houses kind of things, and so that was always exciting. It's always, like I've talked about before, it's way better to play to people than to an empty room. So that's the step I'm trying to get to next, is how to get people to come to our shows and fill up the house and play to people, because the energy that's created, it's so much easier to play when there's people there and excited and being part of the show than just a few people that you're kind of trying to win over or something. I don't know. I mean, there's just so many ways you could talk about the music and what goes on, behind the scenes with how to act when you're playing, stuff like that. But I always try to put my best foot forward. I always try to, basically sell myself. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like just basically say like, hey, I'm presenting this. I hope you like it. I want you to like it. I want you to sign the mailings, that kind of thing, and grow the audience in that way. But the other thing, so 94th Street, amazing band, just stellar. And I can't really talk about 94th Street without talking about KJ Sawka. And KJ Sawka is the best drummer I've ever played with, hands down. And A-Rock won't mind. He knows KJ Sawka's an awesome drummer too. So it's not like he won't mind me saying that at all. But I got hooked up. So I met TJ Barry first in Shoreline Community College, and TJ, the first day I sat down in some jazz improvisation class, I think, and I sat down next to him. We started chatting, and in that conversation, before he ever heard me play, he said, "Hey, you want to come over and jam with us sometimes? I have a band, blah blah blah." I was like, "Sure, yeah." And I went, and it was those three musicians I was talking about: TJ, Jeremy Lightfoot, and Kevin Sawka were in a band they called Gumma. And I jammed out with them, and it just basically changed my life. It's like, had no idea. It was my first avenue into jamming with musicians in a really free-form kind of way. And then Kevin, of course, just this amazing drummer. And what I love so much about Kevin's drumming, I mean, now he's so unique. He's got the drum and bass thing going on. And like always, I'll put links to all these people in the description of this video, so you'll get to see their music, what they've been involved with. So you'll be able to find out more about him. But Kevin, when I first started playing, he's really funky, really light on the drums. Some drummers, when I play with them, they're so heavy on the drums, it almost feels like they're on my back, and they're weighing me down when I'm playing. Because I've always been, every instrument I played saxophone and guitar. I'm always in the front. I'm always kind of more of a front person. And having the drummer in the back, just depending on the style of the drummer, it really makes a difference on how you react and how you play with the music. And playing with Kevin is always so light and funky, and that's such up my alley. I'm kind of a funky, kind of light type of player. It's that's just where it's just natural for me. And playing with him was always awesome. So Gumma, I got invited to play with Gumma. I jammed with them, played shows, and then they broke up, and Kevin called me up, and he was like, "Hey man, you want to start a band?" And I was like, I didn't have to think. I was no thinking at all. I was just like, of course I want to start a band. Let's do something. So we started messing around. Kevin had a whole bunch of ideas, and at that time he was just starting to get into the whole drum and bass stuff and electronic music thing that he's known for now. And it was really cool. Then we kind of were messing around, and Jeremy was kind of part of it, and then TJ was living in Oregon for a while, but then when he moved back up to Seattle, and we were like, man, you got to be part of this, and we just we kind of joined up again and figured out what we were gonna do, and it became 94th Street, and it just was an amazing thing. But the one thing I want to tell you most of what I want to tell you about Kevin Sawka is that boy is like he has amazing work ethic. You know, I lived with him for a while, and he was all music all the time, but he did what he needed to do to make sure that he always was able to play music. He worked a full-time job, and he came home, played music. He made sure he had rent to pay. He made sure he had what he needed to pay for his vehicle to get around to shows. You know, he worked it on both ends. He wasn't like, one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to musicians and music is when musicians say they can't get real jobs because they need to be available for music or things like that. And it's just like, I mean, this is my advice to any musician out there that's trying to figure out what they need to do. Get a job. Get a real job and make money so that you can pay for when things break. You know, you can pay for your car, you can pay for your rent, you can pay for rehearsal studios, you can pay for things that you need to do. And then also, you have your job and you do that, and then when you have your time for music, it makes your time for music more valuable, and it makes it more concentrated in a sense. I can't think of the right word right now, but it makes you more productive when you just don't have this open-ended, I'm just doing nothing all the time, and then so I just kind of do music whenever. It's like you have your job, and then you have your time for music, and then it's just, you have two things going on. So I don't know. That's my advice. All the musicians that I know that do work both sides are some of the best musicians I know. So it's like, it's just one of those things, you know. I'm a firm advocate for just, you know, getting the hustle on and doing what you need to do to make sure you can get to gigs, you can, you know, fix your gear and do all that stuff. But that's all I really wanted to say about those things. Peace and Love Volume 2's out. I'm really stoked about that. So I'm hoping that you'll listen to it. And if you have any advice, any places that I can put it, places I think I mentioned before, I signed up for a Reddit account for another way to push something out there to hopefully, you know, maybe one more person will see it. I don't know. But considering there's like, you know, billions of people on the planet, I just want to find out where to put our music to get more people to hear it. So I know it's a slow process, but the other thing. So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention was the other day, Tuesday morning, I think it was, I finally got an email back from a Bellingham venue up in Bellingham, Washington, and they said they want to have us at their venue, and they asked for some dates that would be good. So really, that like made my day when I got that on Tuesday morning. I was like, all right, you know, things are going. So it's like, you know, made me feel really good, and hopefully something manifests out of that. You know, I mean, it could just fizzle and go away, but I'm gonna keep on it. Like, if I don't hear back in a week or two, I'll probably email them again and be like, so how about those dates? You got any ideas? But yeah, so that's, you know, that made me feel really good. But it just takes time. You know, it's like I'm in kind of one of those spots of like feeling like I want more to happen, but I just got to be patient and just wait. We have a show coming up on Saturday, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. I'm really excited about just playing more shows and getting more of that going on, and yeah, just working it. So like always, this is the Zim's Music Journal episode 11, and you know, if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to say to me about the video or whatever, post them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to like talk to you about whatever you want to talk about. So cool. All right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.